Hello, hello, it's me again, Sarah. Oh my goodness, let me pause the TV. I put on Minecraft for my dogs while I'm away, and I just got home, so they're a little excited to see me. Yes, Miss Lady, come say hi. Today I want to tell a short story, it should be fairly short, about the time I swam with sharks. Before I forget, click like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever, do all the algorithm things. Thank you very much. Anyways, so when I was 14, we lived in Salvador Bahia, Brazil, and we went to a private beach. It's the only time I ever went to a private beach. And it was like a gated community, and one of our friends and supporters of the cult lived there, and they allowed us to come. Girl, settle down. Oh my goodness. So we got to go to that beach, which was really cool. It was a beautiful beach, just amazing. You had to wear like those little like jelly sandals because the ground was very jagged. There was like jagged rocks and stuff. One of the adults thought, color on my face. Oh well. One of the adults thought, oh, my feet are super tough and whatever. Nah, he like sliced a big chunk off the bottom of his foot. So yeah, it was very sharp, but we had like the little jelly sandals. And anyways, this was 94. And we were swimming and we were a ways out. It wasn't like really heavy waves, so it was easy to swim out past the break and be swimming in the semi open waters. Like it was sort of like a little bit of an alcove of sorts, but I mean it was the ocean. Anyways, we were swimming and there was a lifeguard there because it was a private beach. It's the only beach in Brazil I've ever been to that had a lifeguard. That's not typical, at least not in my experience. Um, so we were swimming, and all of a sudden, the lifeguard announced that we should come closer to shore as some sharks had been spotted. I don't know how many sharks. If I had to guess, I'd say at least half a dozen, but it was probably a lot more. I mean, the dorsal fins kept like popping up out of the water. Um, if I had to make a guesstimate, they were maybe 15, 20 feet away, which I feel like for sharks is really, really close. I'm not a very strong swimmer. And I've told this story so many times that years ago I decided to look up this story to make sure I wasn't embellishing or exaggerating or my memory wasn't off. Because, as teenagers, especially, we have a tendency to, dramatize things. And so I looked up all the details of this. I couldn't remember if they were tiger sharks or sand sharks. And so I Googled it. And apparently, sand sharks is a common nickname for tiger sharks because they often do come closer to shore. We were informed by the lifeguard that they were likely about teenage, so they weren't full grown. And from what I could tell from the shadows under the water, they were about, I mean, I'm 5'3". They were closer to 6 feet, which again, I checked, and that is about the size of a teenage shark. Not full grown, but not an infant. Because infants would likely have a mother close by, I believe. So yeah, there was quite a few of them. I'm saying half a dozen, but I feel like it was closer to a dozen. I don't know. There was quite a few. You saw several dorsal fins, but as they went under the water, you couldn't really make them out. So it was hard to know, and opening your eyes in salt water and seeing any kind of distance, not great. So I really don't know how many there were, but there was enough for it to be a presence. The lifeguard also notified that anyone wearing fluorescent swimwear, which at least in Brazil in the mid 90s was very in to be wearing fluorescent swimwear. And I was. I think I had a black bikini bottom, and the top, though, was all neon fluorescent. And yeah, I Googled that too. And apparently, sharks are colorblind. However, they are attracted to neon colors, very specifically yellows and greens. Not because they can actually see the color, but because of the way it reflects light. It reflects light that in a way that mimics the way fish scales reflect light. and coast guards and such. They call the buoys, the big yellow buoys that are like out in the water, if you've ever seen them, they call them yum yum yellow because sharks will often take a bite out of it because they think it might be fish. And so that was a little factoid that I was not aware of. So while they are colorblind, the neon colors do attract attention. And so they aren't aggressive sharks typically, but they, they have teeth. They are, you know, scary animals and you are in their territory. So yeah, we started heading closer to shore. I don't remember getting up out of the water, but I did swim with them. I mean, not by choice. And it was a rather exciting experience. Although, yes, I did head closer to shore because they weren't really far from shore. And yeah, I did head closer to shore, but I don't really remember staying out of the water exactly because they were there. And it's kind of cool. I don't know. It's just really kind of awesome to be able to say, yes, I actually swam with sharks in open water. We weren't trying to feed them. Otherwise, who knows what sort of catastrophe that may have turned into. Um, but yeah, that is my story of swimming with sharks. Um, and yeah, little snippet into a little period of my life, something that most people I think can't really say. So that's a little interesting snippet of my story. And yeah, swimming with some sharks. And every bit of my story I was able to Google search and back up with actual facts that um yeah, apparently my bikini top may have looked like fish to these young sharks. Luckily they did not choose to taste it because yeah, missing a boob would not be fabulous. So, anyways, that's my story for today. Sweet and simple, and hopefully you're having a lovely day, evening, or whatever, and maybe you're just having an okay day, and that is also okay. Until next time, ciao.